Ladies and gentlemen, I want to discuss a very important issue today, and that is Pakistan's natural resources, Western multinationals, and the future of Pakistan. The future of Pakistan is very important for all Pakistani. Pakistan, as I see the whole situation, Pakistan has three advantages: strategic location, fertile land, and thirdly, natural resources. When it was recently announced by the government that more mineral resources have been discovered in Pakistan, Trump administration and Western multinationals got interested. They want to grab these resources and they want to develop these resources, take them out from the mineral mines, and they want to totally occupy the whole thing. United States record is very bad in this regard, at least I would say. In many other things also, I totally disagree with what they are doing in the world. But they go and grab natural resources everywhere. And I think developing countries suffer much more. They are more vulnerable than the developed countries because they can better protect their resources. If we allow the US to grab our resources, it will have several consequences. It's difficult to deal with all the consequences in a short presentation, but I will try to discuss as many of them as possible. The first will be the resources will be shifted to the US. The US, the American people, especially their multinational corporations, will become rich and we will become poorer. If you don't believe me, look at the fate of resource rich African states, resource rich Latin American states. They have all the resources, but they are still poor and underdeveloped, and their resources have been occupied by Western power. The second consequence, which is very serious in my opinion, the US will block CPEC. You know, CPEC gives us an opportunity to stand on our own feet, to be able to develop our country and to participate in trade and to develop our own resources. If our economic condition improves, we can develop our resources on our own. We'll be able to benefit more if CPEC is allowed to continue. But the first target of Americans, if they get an opportunity to come here, will be CPEC. You know that when they go to a place, they take their armed forces, they take black water, they take all these military outfits, and they almost occupy the country. So the US will bring its own armed groups. They are rogue groups. They can get away with any crime without consequences for themselves. Even more serious, the third one, even more serious consequence will be regarding our integrity. You see, Americans have not made it secret. They have published studies saying that Pakistan is, God forbid, going to divide into four countries. And it's my opinion, they are helping RAW. Actually, RAW and CIA are working together to create terrorism in Pakistan, particularly in Balochistan and KPK. Their intelligence agencies are trying to harm our national security. RAW comes, and CIA remains in the background. But they are both working together. We should be under no illusion. Number four, this time Israel is directly involved. And it's brought out, it's clearly reflected by the article published in an Israeli newspaper regarding our resources. They are talking about our resources and they are telling United States go and grab our resources. Now, You know that very well. I also know that most of the Western multinationals who will be coming and benefiting from these resources are Zionist controlled. That's why Zionists are taking so much interest in this whole venture. Number five, enemies are more dangerous when they are allowed to penetrate or when they are allowed to operate from inside. And to finance their operations, they can easily do that if they are sitting in the country, selling our resources, enjoying control over our resources. They won't even have to spend their money to destabilize us. I would strongly recommend a very good book which I read a long time back, but I have read it for a second time. No Exit from Pakistan by Daniel Murke or Marke, I don't know how they pronounce it. He has clearly stated that United States cannot leave Pakistan because Pakistan is a big country. It has large armed forces. It's a nuclear power. But according to him, United States is not going to allow Pakistan to become a major power. According to him, United States will not allow Pakistan to become a leader of the Muslim world. And the most revealing point which came out from this book is that United States does all this through the ruling elite of the developing country where they operate. And in this case, Pakistan. In other words, they use the government, the establishment of a country against the interests of the country, against the interests of the people. Have you ever wondered why our young people die almost every week? We read about this. Either they die crossing one international border or another, or they die in the seas trying to reach a country. Should that be the fate of a country which is rich in natural resources, which has fertile land? And I would like to remind you that our fertile land is also under the microscope of countries, multinational corporations like, all these multinationals which are involved in growing genetically modified food. They want to do all their experimentation in Pakistan. Some Muslim countries are also approaching Pakistan to come and do their agriculture here using GMO technology. And if we allow them to do that, our land, our fertile land, will be destroyed. So we have to be very careful in this area also. The three assets I've talked about in the beginning of this presentation, they are always used by the US against us. You'll ask me, why am I talking so much against United States hostility towards Pakistan? It's true that we have very strategic location, but when did we use this last time in our favor? United States involved us in a war during 1970s and 80s. We got involved in Afghanistan. We were fighting. Ziaul Haq was in power. We were fighting for the interests of United States. Then under Musharraf, they used us once again, and this time they did that to interfere in Afghanistan. When have we ever used our strategic location for our own benefit? When I think about all these things, I become very sad. I wish I could do more for my country, but since I'm a researcher and I served as professor in the Department of International Relations, University of Karachi, all I can do is do research on these topics and bring them to your notice. I hope some members of National Assembly and provincial assemblies are also listening to this, and I hope they do something in the assemblies to protect Pakistan and to protect its natural resources and to protect the people of Pakistan and to protect, rather, to ensure a bright future for our country. Thank you very much.